up, everybody? It's Rick and Chip. We decided to do a couple videos here from Chip's house, and I just want to introduce everybody. I've talked about Chip on the channel before. Chip has lent me so many guitars to do the very, very careful review. And so Chip's also the drummer in our band's Second Breakfast.
In the Second Breakfast rehearsal studio.
Yeah, we're in the Second Breakfast rehearsal studio. This is where we rehearse when we do. Oh, and by the way, we got some gigs coming up, so we're excited.
I'm so excited.
Just to get back and play again.
It's been too long.
But anyway, really happy to have Chip on, and we're going to do some jamming together, and we'll talk about our guitars and amps and pedals and stuff. Dad's playing too.
Tell me when to start.
Ready? 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Setup here as far as in your studio. You happy with everything?
It's cool so far. You know, this is the first time shooting in here. I'll run through my rig right now. So I am playing out of the Eastman T64V, I think is what it is. Lawlers, and we'll get into the specs, but
it's like a Gibson ES330.
Yeah, it's very much like a 330 or an old Casino,
like an old Casino,
which I really dig, and the Lawlers kill. But I got a pretty straight up rig. I'm heading right into an Ernie Ball VPJR, which is a tuner volume pedal, which is cool, and into the old Roland Blues Cube Hot, which is like a it's like a junior.
Yep.
I'm a big fan of Roland amps.
Yep.
And love this little guy right here.
What's the other Roland that you use?
This, and maybe we should do a video on this sometimes.
Well, I know you guys can't see it, but Chip has this GA112.
GA112
that he's been playing through just about as long as I've known him. It's a beautiful sounding amp. Every time he plays out of it, I really like it.
It's a total hidden gem, and you can find them on Reverb now for cheap, and they are great. What are you playing out of?
I am playing through your Bassman amp, which has been converted, right? It was before it was the big Bassman cabinet.
Yeah,
with the little
65 212, the silver face head and cab.
And you converted it into a combo.
Frankensteined it into a cab, yeah.
It sounds really good. And I'm playing through your Jetter Gold. I was playing through the left side of it, and it sounds monstrous through this. Really kind of loud.
To get the wattage right, it's a single 4 ohm speaker. Like it's like a greenback. Oh. And it's not super played in yet, but it is punchy and it is loud. And I'm very happy with how that little project turned out.
I like the greenbacks. Anyway, we're both playing Eastmans today, huh? So it was a good idea. Not only were we both playing Eastmans, we're both playing Eastmans with Lawlers.
Yes, yeah.
So mine's a T386, and these are aftermarket Lawlers. Everybody always is like, hey, that doesn't come with Lawlers. But these are aftermarket. The person who owned it before had put these in, and I pulled them out to look. They're medium wide. They sound kind of, they're light. They're not really too high output.
That's my favorite flavor of pickup, is a low output humbucker. I think that's where, at least for me, that's where my kind of tonal sweet spot lives, is like the low output humbucker.
I like that too. Well, I like my Mira for that, because my Mira is almost like a single coil guitar. Low output pickups really sound beautiful, but these sound so nice. And if I could put on a different pedal, actually. Yeah, so that sounds really pretty.
Great.
Other than that, this guitar has a thicker neck than I'm used to, so every time I play it, I'm like, ooh, chunky neck.
Yeah. So for me, and this is one of the things I love about Eastman is and what kind of drew me to Eastman in general is wide nuts on all of the semi-hollows.
Yeah.
So I'm a member of the Giant Mitts Club, and finding anything bigger than 11/16 stock is tough. So these are 1 3/4 12/16, so a 1/16 of an inch wider on all of the Eastman semi-hollows than kind of you would find normally. Which for
Maybe
me
that's why I liked it.
Great.
I don't know. When I played this, I was like, oh yeah, that's a good guitar. I'll buy it. You know, and I didn't really even think much about it. It was just how it felt.
Yeah.
So maybe that's what I like about it.
And the normal laminate maple construction, kind of standard 335 spec.
Yeah.
The crazy thing about Eastman is a lot of people think like, oh, it's a Chinese factory.
Mm-hmm.
It's that. It's not.
No, well,
it's crazy.
It's a factory in China.
It's a factory in China,
but they're their own factory.
Yeah.
They're not. They're not being built in the same factory as the
Epiphones and whatever. Yeah, everything is handmade in house.
Yeah, they're handmade, and they don't just make guitars. Before that, they would make. I think they make mandolins,
violins, and stuff like that. Yeah,
and acoustics. Like I would love to have one of their acoustics.
That's one of the nicest feeling kind of 335s. That
it really is.
It's killer. It's really great. This is one of the interesting things about this guitar is it has the new finish. That's what the V in the
violin finish.
It's the violin or is it violin, varnish? One of those.
Something.
So it's, I don't even know how to describe it. It's pretty glossy, but it feels old. Like it feels.
Is it lacquer?
It is. It's a varnish. It's actually like I think it's a hand rubbed varnish.
Yeah.
Like you would put on a violin.
It looks like lacquer.
Yeah, and there's a little bit of, I don't know if you can see it, but there's a little bit of like aging that they did, a little fake kind of buckle rash there, a little bit around kind of the.
No, it's very well done.
Here, I'm pretty happy with it, and it's crazy light. But that has the 386 has a little bit of weight to it, which is nice. It feels.
Well, this is kind of the opposite of that,
right?
In that it's not an aged look or a relic look. Not that I don't like that. I like relics.
But that finish is pristine.
Yeah, this is I don't want to scratch this all the time. Although I'm sure I did. This is a guitar I'm afraid to give an inspection to because I'm sure I'll find a scratch somewhere on it that I didn't think about. Have you had any problems with the playability or the neck or
no? You know what?
Like
the
that?
setup kind of out of the box. So I actually got this on eBay.
Yeah.
I was looking for it and it was at a good price and I kind of wasn't expecting. It's like good condition, played in, which is totally fine by me. And it's relic out of the box. So a little bit of playware wasn't going to bother me, but it came in its Chicago Music Exchange box completely straight out of the box.
Nice.
So somebody definitely pulled it out and played it a little bit, but playability wise, kind of medium jumbo frets. They're definitely not vintage.
Okay.
But kind of medium jumbo.
Like it feels played in.
Feels almost played in a little bit, but yeah, the frets aren't too high. Lawler pickups.
Are those stock to that guitar?
Yeah, these. So this comes with Lawlers. Standard 2-volume, 2-tone, full size CTS pots, Switchcraft switch, bone nut, which is the other crazy thing that all the Eastmans come with bone nuts, which is great. Kind of vintage style tuners. They're super stable.
Yep.
But other than that, pretty much a nice aged hardware. There's a little bit of age on the hardware which I really dig. Spanking around, and then so the bridge on this is things get pretty wild. I mean, it is. that kind of, or kind of thing. I don't have a real hairy. I guess I can get a little bit of gain.
That amp sounds surprisingly plexi-ish.
Yeah, you know what? It sounds. It does kind of sound like a Blues Junior, but when you crank the gain, it's got a little bit of that kind of Peter Green thing going
it does.
on.
It really does.
That is
it's like that extra hair.
Yeah. So if I just dimed the gain on this.
That sounds like to me it's early Pete Townsend.
Oh yeah.
I like how.
Roll. I mean, this, a lot of people don't think of a casino as, it's a Beatles guitar. It's all.
Everybody's afraid of feedback with these.
And
in our band, I don't think it would matter. I think you could get away with it.
It's not feeding back right now. So the amp's right over my shoulder here, and it's not feeding back. I don't know, it's super loud. But the other thing about me, so we play a lot of theater stuff together. I hate noise. Right? I'm like a noise chaser. So this kills me, but. Middle position,
it goes
away. Goes away, and the middle position has a nice little spank to it.
Yeah, well, it's an easy place to click to real quick. So if you have to hurry up and jump into the bridge and play, who was it? Phil X said, "You just got to be quick," because he's using a P90 in the bridge, and it was noisy, but he's still got an amazing tone out of it. I love the sound of a P90.
It's got the angled headstock. It does not have a scarf joint, but this is
But it's a 3-piece.
This is a 3-piece.
Yeah.
A lot of their high-end stuff is 1-piece, which is like even the wings. Like so, Gibson will glue the old wings on.
Yeah.
Eastman does a lot of, no scarf joint, which looks great, feels super premium, but that's just asking for a headstock break.
Yeah. This doesn't have a scarf joint either.
No. Yeah, I don't think any of their necks. For me. Yeah, and it's tough to see in camera, but there's kind of crossed grain. Yeah, I think it's all mahogany, but 3-piece.
The other thing about a casino style guitar that makes it tough is how far the neck is set into the body. So if you're a guy who likes to try to make money up here, you're gonna have a harder time. Who
said nobody? What's the quote? Pay your bills down here, not up here.
Yeah. There's no bills to be, or no money being made up above the 12th fret. This guy is more like the 335 style, the T386. Thank you. Not the original knobs because I traded them to Chip. The original knobs are in this room somewhere.
Are they really?
Yeah. That's okay. I like speed knobs. They feel better to me. I don't like that.
You know me. I'm anti mud flap.
Well, I like it on here. I think that this guitar looks slick with a mud flap.
Yeah. It does the triple bound.
Yeah.
That's the one thing with all the Eastmans I've noticed is even the little hook for the pick guard is premium. Like every detail is just
I want to put a fuzzy side of Velcro under here so it doesn't do that.
Oh, just a click. Yeah.
And then I have another guitar that does this. But I took the mud flap off my Les Paul. I took it off my Casino.
It's off the D'Angelico?
Oh, yeah. I think these guitars look beautiful without them. Anyway, this guitar has been nothing but amazing since I got it. The only thing, one time I put the Les Trem, Duesenberg Les Trem on here, that's over there, and it didn't want to stay in tune with that on, so it came right back off. But this is great. It's heavier than most of my other guitars. It's not as heavy as my Les Paul or the Duesenberg, but it's the next one down. Like you said, this is really very thick. But this part of the guitar feels like it's really close to my face. Maybe it's the way I hold it up really high, but I always feel like when I'm playing this, I'm always very in control right here, which I think is cool.
But your at home is on a Talon
or a Strat.
Yeah.
You wouldn't think that watching all the videos I do because I do a lot of semi-hollow videos.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm definitely a Fender guy. I like Fenders. When I like PRS, I like light PRSs also. I like the Mira.
On the other videos on the channel, I always like when you you go deep into the collection and you pull out the El Degas or one of the
I played the El Degas in a little while. I like the El Degas. If you if you like a wide neck, you're not going to like that. That has a 1.5 inch
Oh, the tiny little
nut,
yeah.
and it's really tight.
You want to get some tones?
Yeah, let's get some tones. I am using a SP compressor and an EP booster, which is typical for me. I'm getting a little reverb from the MXR M300. And then if I put on left side of Chip's gold jetter pedal, you know, if I have that exact setting on the Stratocaster, it doesn't sound...
It doesn't do anything?
Hardly anything.
Yeah.
I'm always on the neck pickup. I don't know why.
Great. Sounds killer.
It does sound good, huh? I really like that tone. I don't know.
It's got a that push on that amp. It's got a little Robin Ford kind of thing going on.
It's because,
you know,
here's my max volume on my... If I roll that off just a little, maybe. Beautiful. And that was the middle also.
yeah.
And then you don't have to pick as hard. Also.
Well, and I think that's like something I've been learning is you know, giving yourself space, and maybe this is something, you know, coming over from drums, but like giving yourself space at the top to go to, you know, is always, it's like if you're at 10 and 10 is, you know, the top, you want to go one more.
Let's do another 10. Let's go for a little more drive. Let's stack these.
Ooh. That's like the free tone.
That's cool.
Yeah, overall, man, you know, if you haven't checked out an Eastman, highly recommend it. I mean, they're very
beautiful.
Impressed.
Beautiful guitars.
At a price point, you know, it's almost like high-end American-made kind of feel.
Yep.
But at about, I don't know, a third of the cost of what
Yeah.
you would, you know, I think
At least.
retail on the 64 is about $1,600, $1,700. You can find them on Reverb cheaper.
These go, this is the low end.
Yeah.
So these go for new, a little over 1,000, I think, like either 1,050 or 1,100.
Yeah.
These are, of course, $500 pickups.
Yeah. So yeah, you're in a.
But these come with, I think they come with Ken Armstrong or Seymour Duncan's, one of the two, which aren't slouch pickups either.
No.
So,
but you could put this up against any of the stuff that's coming out of Gibson these days.
yes.
And maybe outside of the custom shop itself, like any of the kind of production line stuff, and that will hold its own and maybe
Definitely
exceed
will.
it in a lot of it.
Definitely will.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to... I like ES335s a lot. And
Yeah.
I've owned two of them in the past. I had an 83, which I sold for a ridiculously cheap amount to a friend. Jay. Want to sell it back? No, I'm never going to get back. And then I've had the 74 that had
Which also had the narrow nut.
a narrow nut and
Yeah.
had wee tiny frets.
Yeah.
So I loved how it sounded and how it looked, but I didn't like playing it because it would hurt my hand eventually. anyway, yeah, I mean that I like this guitar because it's the newer frets, feeling like bigger, larger frets. Not like they're stainless steel or anything.
Bigger frets.
Yeah, but with
12-inch radius.
Yeah, 12-inch radius, which is good for me.
Cool.
They're both good. Yeah, we're good. Everybody, thanks for watching. We're going to do some more videos and tune back in. Thanks to Chip for being on our channel and for inviting us into his studio. Everybody, please subscribe, hit the like button, and all those things. I've got shirts for sale if you want to check the link in the description. And I'll put all of our gear, describe what we were using in the description too. All right. Peace, everybody.